So, it's raining, it's cold, everything is closed. What are you gonna do? Run around in the woods in the dark? Go!
But I need my torch.
Here you go.
Thanks. Now bye.
Right, Jake jumped across in the dark
In the dark?
See that? I
and
jumped.
stung his shin. Oh,
Oh no!
Oh no! What are we going to do?
well, you're going to walk around with wet feet.
Yeah!
Oh, this is heavy. This is really heavy.
Right, jump across and we'll empty your boots. Okay, do you want a hand?
Yes.
Oh, right, give me your boots.
Alright.
Don't shine it in my face.
Nice. That's what happened to me.
Take a put your foot in.
I thought you were doing it.
Give me your other foot.
Sunshine, may only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are grey. You never know, dear, how much I love you. Please don't take my sunshine away. Oh, oh, hello, children. Granny Macaulay here once again. Oh dear, here I am, stuck in Vicky's house because we're not allowed out. Now I can't come and record kids' church with you this week. There's no granny story time with Granny Macaulay. I've got no children sitting with me. It's just me and my knitting and my new hairdo. If you hadn't noticed, I've had my hair done just before the lockdown and yes, I'm looking hopefully a little bit younger than 116 this week. Maybe I'm getting away with 104. You never know. So, what will Kids Church be like this week? Well, I know you'll all be jumping for joy that I'm still bringing you a little story. Although this week's story is a little different. I haven't got it in the usual Lion Bible book. No, folks. I have it from a different Bible. And I know that Nadia has done a wonderful art and craft, which is very, very helpful, and remembering the story that I'm about to share with you. We've also got some delightful dancing from some of our young people in the church, and who knows what other surprises Vicky will have arranged. It's going to be just as exciting, folks, as normal. So, I shall put down my knitting. Do love knitting blankets, I do. And I'm going to find my little bibble. Oh dear, where are we? Here we are. Look at this. Isn't this an old Bible? This is the Good News Bible with some pictures of some rather strange looking children on the front, because none of them seem to have any trousers on, just t-shirts. Don't really understand it. Maybe everyone's wearing a dress. Anyway, look at it. It's falling apart. It's been used so much with children over the years. We have many, many Bibles here. I tell you, Vicky knows a lot of things. Or are they Richard's? Who knows? Whether they even get read. But we do have this one today. And today, we're actually not going to be looking at a particular person in the Bible. Actually, that's so not true. We're not looking at a particular story in the Bible. That's what I should be saying. We are looking at something that happens with a person in the Bible called Jeremiah. Have you heard of Jeremiah before, children? Jeremiah can be found in the Old Testament, so before Jesus was born. That's the Old Testament, and the New Testament is when Jesus is born and onwards. You see? Remember this sort of information, folks? Might come up in the quiz later. So Jeremiah, it's a bit of a sad book, really. Lots of not very great stuff is about to happen. And Jeremiah, at this point that I'm going to read to you, he's writing letters to the Jews in a place called Babylonia. Now, if you read it like I would normally read it, you'd read it as Babylonia, but I don't think that's correct, folks. I don't. I think it's Babylonia. Anywho, yes, Jeremiah is writing to the Jews, and I really quite like these passages, so we're just going to read it and see what we think, shall we? It says here, oh, the print is really small, folks. I have to get very close to read it. Hang on one moment. Here we go. It says, I alone know the plans I have for you. Plans to bring you prosperity and not disaster. Prosperity, that's a rather big word, isn't it? Anyone know what prosperity means? I'm not really sure I know what prosperity means. I think it means it's going to give you good things, positive things, things that are going to help you. And disasters, obviously, things that are not good, as things that go wrong. So God is saying, I bring you the good things, the good stuff. Love the technicalities that I bring to kids' church. Maybe I should do this for adult church. What do you think, kids? Do you think Granny McHurley should try and give a bit of a breakdown of Jeremiah to the adults? Do you think that would be useful? Type in the box. Vicky says there's a box you can type in. Type in if you think Granny should take over adult church as well. Anyway, back to the story. It says, so I alone know the plans I have for you. Plans to bring you prosperity and not disaster. Plans to bring about the future you hope for. Then you will call to me. You will come and pray to me, and I will answer you. You will seek me and you will find me, because you will seek me with all of your heart. Yes, I say you will find me, and I will restore you to your land. Wow! Isn't that an encouraging passage? Let's just have another quick look at the little bits here. So God has promised to bring them good things and not bad things. And he says, it's the future that you hope for. What future do you hope for, folks? I think a future maybe that doesn't have a pandemic and means we can all meet again would be a great future. A future that I can go back to my knitting classes. I can go back to the over 100 tap dancing class that I love so very dearly. I can go back to playing chess. Oh, these stereotypical things that old people do. Perhaps I'll go back to learning how to rap. I like rapping. Rapping. Anyway, it's about the hope that they have for the future. And then very importantly, it says, you will come and pray to me and I will answer you. Oh, goodness. Well, that's something that we hear about even now. This was written so many years ago, but we still hear that we can come and pray and God will answer us. Oh, my goodness, church. Don't we talk about this every week? We hear that we can pray to God and he will answer us. Oh, did you know? Did you know? Yes, you did, because we talk about this all the time. And then it says, you will seek me. So seek me is a bit of an old word. Seek me is you're going to come and find me. So you will try and find me. And because you try and find me with all of your heart. When you're praying sometimes with mummy and daddy, or when you're at church, or maybe at school, if you go to a school that does prayers, do you really, really mean it from your whole heart? Or sometimes does your mind start to wander and you think about some other things? We have to make sure when we're looking for God, when we're trying to look for God and we're trying to pray, we've got to be really, really doing it from our heart. And sometimes when things are really hard, that's when we can pray the best, because we really, really, really want God to help. You know, this pandemic as it's called. Now, I've been around for a few of those over the years. And this pandemic called, what's the word? COVID. COVID. We pray for that. And, it's all in my heart when I pray. I say, God, please let this end. Please let there be a way that we can all be safe from this COVID and we can go out and we can meet as a church again. Oh, and when I pray that prayer, I pray it from my heart. Do you pray from your heart, children? Think about something that maybe you'd like to pray with. What hopes do you have for your future? Perhaps that is a good discussion to have over lunch with your families. You can ask them, what hope do you have for your future? And what hope do I have for my future? What a wonderful thing to talk about. Because do you know what, folks? We can have hope in God. We can put our faith and our hope in God, the maker of the universe and the world, and us. We can put hope and faith in Jesus, who died on that cross for us, so that we could live with him and have a relationship with him and have eternal life with him. Oh, folks, there's so many things we can talk about over the weeks. But what we can do is have hope and trust and faith. And that is something you can talk about with your folks. So, it's time to do some art and craft with Nadia. And I know it's to do with hope, having hope in God, which is wonderful. And I would ask you, children, to try and make that craft. If you can't make it right now with Nadia, you can always watch it again on YouTube and make your own little cards that she's going to make. And then you can take a photograph, or if you're really, really, really clever, like those Tok'tiki people, you could make a video of you doing it. And then you could send it to Vicky, and she can get it into Kids Church so we can see what you've been up to. Anything like that we love to see. So enjoy the rest of Kids Church, folks, and I'll see you next week. Time to get back to my knitting. Oh, I've just knocked something on the floor. Oh dear, oh dear. Oh, I've done it again. Ta-ra, folks. Oh dear, oh dear.
Hi everyone and welcome to Kids Craft. Today is all about hope, and the only place where you can find hope is with God. Yes, we're going to make a little hanging cross that says, looks like this, and it says, God is hope. Are you going to make this with me? Let me take you step by step. What will you need? You'll need some colored paper, markers, scissors, a ruler, a piece of string, and some glue. Choose a piece of paper that you want your cross to be on. Take your paper and draw on the back, or you can draw on the front. Use a ruler to draw out a cross. Then make sure that these two blocks are the same size. So then if you measure blocks, let's say there, then you've got 1, 2, 3 blocks. That's exactly the same size. Now measure another 2 blocks at the bottom here. So that is 1, 2. So now you've got 3 blocks across, 1, 2, 3, and 4 blocks vertically, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you can cut it out. Take a little piece of paper and measure it to fit onto those little blocks. What we're going to do now is to cut this little block a little bit smaller than this size. Cut out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different squares, but in other colored paper that I've got. You can even just color normal white paper in any color you like. You can stick them onto your cross. There we go. Now that you've got all your blocks stuck onto your cross, we're going to make the letters Hope and God. H-O-P-E and G-O-D. Make sure that when you draw out the different letters of the word, that it can fit onto the little squares that you've got here. Let me show you again. H, O, P, E, G, and D. Now I'm going to cut them all out. Now that I've got all my little letters, I'm going to stick them. Make a tiny hole in the top of your cross. Take a string and put it through the hole. Wow, look at this! We did it! There's your little bookmark. Or you can even hang it on the Christmas tree this year. God gives hope. I hope you enjoy making this with me, and I'll see you next week. Bye!
Stop!
Okay, we're on.
This way, I know you're with me every battle that I face. I'll be ready when the arrows fly my way. Hold me steady, this way, I know you're with me every step I take. Oh, this way, I know you're with me every step I take. I've got the sword of spirit, the shield of faith, the belt of truth around my waist. When I feel weak, you make me strong, never back down. I've got my God suit on. Your saving grace will guard my head. Your righteousness like a bulletproof vest. These good news shoes are made to run, never back down. I got my God suit on, never back down. I got my God suit on. On this way, I know you're with me every step I take. Oh, this way, I know you're with me every step I take. I've got the sword of the spirit, the shield of faith, the belt of truth around my waist. When I feel weak, you make me strong, never back down. I got my God suit on. Your saving grace will guard my head. Your righteousness like a bulletproof vest. These good news shoes are made to run, never back down. I got my God suit on, never back down. I got my God suit on.
Hello everybody, welcome to quiz time. What an exciting kids church. And you know, it's hard not being able to come and see you all and come to your houses, but what's so fantastic is being able to see the different things that you've been up to. So humongous thank you to the Kelly family and their awesome exploration of the woods at night. They do make me want to go out, although it's raining a little bit too much for me to want to go out right now, but they are and do seem to be having a very cool time. Also, massive thank you to the Derrys and their fantastic Dancing with God suit today. Oh, so lovely to see them all, and little Hannah joining in as well. And I'm impressed Naomi and Luke seem to have those dance moves down. So guys, there's your challenge. We've already started to get videos sent in. Get your videos to us. It can literally be anything. Dancing to one of the songs, or you can just video something you like to do at home and share with us. We just want to see it really. So anything goes. Just get your parents to send it over to me. We transfer, or just send me a WhatsApp and we can get it sorted. So now for our quiz. Get your typing objects ready. And here we go. First question. Granny McCauley was knitting a blanket. Do you remember what colour the blanket was? Or actually what two colours? Let's just be really, be a bit helpful. What two colours was Granny's blanket? I can tell you now there's actually a third colour that's going to be added to that blanket in the long run, but for now she's on colour number 2. Do you know, do you know, do you know the way to San Jose? La 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 la. Don't want to confuse you there. That's a very old song. Tock, tick. Or the other way around. Tick, tock, tick. Okay. time's up, folks. Pink and cream is actually the colour. Now, we might allow kind of like a beige because the lighting wasn't great, but it was pink and cream. Okay, question. I've got my little question sheet. Question number 2. In the Kelly video, someone was wearing a red hat. Who was it? Now that's quite tricky because we couldn't see their faces very easily because of the darkness, but voices were helpful. Can you remember who wore the red hat? Oh, can you figure it out, guys? Okay, it was Phoebe. Okay, next question. Where can we find Jeremiah in the Bible? So Granny definitely told us this, and you've got 2 options, either the Old Testament or the New Testament. So you don't have to write Testament because that's quite a long word, but maybe type in Old or New. Or pick an emoji that shows us old or new. I'm not sure what that would be, but old or new? Were you listening? She definitely said it. Like a 1980s keyboard. And when I say that, I mean like music keyboard. I mean, you guys don't know what that is because it's so old and you're so young. Okay, it was the Old Testament. Okay. Oh, here is one about the Derrys. So, when our lovely Derry family were dancing, which we loved, Hannah, she didn't just dance. She tried to give a cuddly toy to Luke and Naomi, and neither of them were interested because they were both dancing so beautifully. So we saw this animal, and then she ended up placing it down, I believe, in front of the fireplace. Can you tell me what the animal was? Were you paying attention, or were you so concentrating on the beautiful dancing of Naomi and Luke? Or perhaps you were yourself doing, I got my God suit on, the sun of the spirit, the shield of faith, the truth around my waist. I tell you, there's a music video coming, aka Vicky, with Granny McCauley. Bet you wonder how that's going to happen. Well, because she's my great-great-grandmother. Right, the answer. It's a panda. Panda bear. Okay. What am I asking you next? I've done that. The Kellys. Whilst out on their lovely dark exploration, someone fell in the stream. Who was it? Who fell in the stream? Who got their feet wet? Who had to have their wellies poured out by their poor mummy? Who was it? Can you tell me? Was... Who was it? Ow. It was Jacob. Oh dear, I just smashed my chair into something. Okay. A couple more from Granny's talk. What did God promise to bring the people in the book of Jeremiah? So the Jews in Jeremiah, so in that passage that Granny read, God promised to bring something. And my hint is it wasn't a disaster. Can you remember? That's quite a tricky question. Quite a tricky one. Now, there's a very big word that was used that Granny didn't seem to quite understand what it meant. So you could either put the big word, which I'm well impressed if you remember, or Granny gave us a little kind of other explanation. So if you know that one, you can put that one down too. Not easy. I've been really mean this week. Being really tricksy with my quiz. Do you know why? Because I haven't been in Kids Church. Kids Church was not about me this week. We've had lots of different things this week and it's not me. So maybe I just want to take up quiz time, make it hard, make you type loads. Anywho, the answer is prosperity. What Granny said was good things. Good stuff. So if you wrote that, well done. I'm just trying to read my writing. Oh, yeah. Okay, so Granny, again, sort of talked about varying things, prayer being one of them. And she said that we had to pray from somewhere. So where should we pray from as a part of the body? Where should we pray from? Our toes? Our kneecaps? Our brains? Fingernails? Can you remember? Again, if you can find an emoji, I'll be impressed. Otherwise, type your answers. I'd really love to have some adults do this quiz because I'm not convinced they're going to get the answers either. Depends how well people were listening. I definitely need to come up with a quiz song or like an in-between tune. Maybe I'll get the keyboard out next week and we'll do a quiz in front of the keyboard. That's it, folks. Next week, quiz with a keyboard. I might even sing you a quiz question. Oh, I'm so excited for next week already. I can't even remember what the question was. Oh yes, there we go. The answer is we have to pray from our hearts. Our hearts. Hokey, cokey, pokey. What does seek? Oh yeah. Okay, so in this passage, the word seek was used a lot. Do you know what seek means, to seek something? Well, it's turning into an English lesson, folks. You never knew that I had so many gifts, one of which is the gift of knowledge. How some might chuckle. Some might chuckle. Especially about biblical knowledge, kids. There's a reason I do kids' church. Hokey dokey. Seek means to find. There you go. To find something or someone. Last question. Oh, I don't really like this question. It's a bit tricksy. I'm just trying to think if there's another better question. Oh, yes, I have one. Granny talked about things that she hopes she can do again. And she listed some quite stereotypical things. She talked about chess and knitting club and, well, I suppose it wasn't very stereotypical, tap dancing for the elderly. But she also said something else she can't wait to do again. Do you remember what it was? To practice or to learn more about a particular type of music. It's a bit of a tricky one, but she kind of listed some stuff and she definitely said knitting group or knitting club, tap dancing for the elderly, chess. And then she said, oh, but that I also love to what? And it's a type of music. And that's tricky, but the other question I had was even trickier. Okay, Granny says she likes to rap. Rapping with Granny. Well, we've seen her rap with the Derrys before, so you never know, that might come up again. Maybe we'll find a week where Granny can rap to us. Well, that is the end of our kids' church this week. And, you know, it looked a bit different. I wasn't at anybody's houses. Granny didn't come with me to anybody's houses, and we've had to do that bit from here. So I hope you're able to concentrate and enjoy the story and learn a little bit more. And like Granny said, maybe have a chat with your parents about it over lunch. Have a little chit chat about what she was talking about Jeremiah and about God and how we can pray and have hope for the future. And maybe what would you like to have hope for? Once again, make sure you send in your videos of anything. If you've seen the Kellys or the Derrys and thought, oh, yes, I'm inspired, I want to do that, then get on, do it, send it anytime. We'll add it to our kids' church. We'd love to. Also, make sure you're getting your nativity hats on and starting to think a bit about that, because that's also very exciting. And all that's left for me to do is to say we look forward to seeing you next week. Have a wonderful week and we'll see you at Kids Church next week.